Hi everyone, it's Cal. I hope you're doing well. I wanted to, we didn't have internet for 3 days and I'm just getting back online in the last couple hours, which feels good. And I wanted to talk to those of you who have ADHD. Uh, but want to get into meditation because I had ADHD when I started meditation, and I've had extreme luck with meditation. And so I wanted to just give you a couple tips that will help you along your way. Number one is you're building a practice, and that is pretty much for anybody, but especially for those people that have ADHD, because you've got to build a practice, uh, and it's like building a mountain with pebbles. So you've got to start really small with no expectations, and you've just got to work on the daily habits. Now, I had ADHD so bad it was hard holding down a job. I mean, it still is. Uh, but back then I could hardly stand in one spot for even 10 seconds. So it was pretty tricky. However, it can be done and you can stabilize and you can have a great meditation practice. Now, the first thing I did was regulate, and regulation is incredibly important. So, setting yourself up for 3 times a day at the same time to meditate anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. And I know you're saying, meditate? Are you kidding me? I can't even sit still. Yeah, I know. So what you're going to do in the times that you go to your meditation spot, you're going to pick out a spot and you're going to make that your meditation spot, and then you're going to construct um, or you're going to choose 3 times per day that you go to meditate at that spot. Now, when you go to that spot at your times throughout the day, you don't start off with trying to meditate. You start off with trying to stand in one spot for anywhere from 1 to 3 minutes. And that is really hard. So, and you go to the spot and you stand from 1 to 3 minutes, however possible, and you make sure you use a timer because sometimes 30 seconds can feel like 15 minutes. You know what I mean. So, so you do time yourself. And you go to your meditation spot 3 times per day from anywhere from 1 to 3 minutes or 3 to 5 minutes. And I would just start with it at the 5 minute range while you build um, your practice. So you're trying to regulate. So 3 times per day, go to that spot. Over time, you will begin to calm down, and then you can sit in that spot for anywhere from 1 to 3 minutes. And then once you achieve that, and you've been sitting for at least every day for 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, for me it was 2 to 3 weeks, then you can go to the next stage, which is closing your eyes. And at first I couldn't close my eyes, so I half closed them. Um, and before I actually did close my eyes, the one thing I did was I began to turn out the light. So I was sitting in the darkness for anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes, 3 times a day. Make sure you go to your meditation spot at the same time every day, 3 times a day. That's the one thing I did, and I booked appointments around those times, and I met with no one at those times. Those were always the times I took my breaks, or I made time to do my daily practice, which is what I told myself. Um, so after you're sitting there in the dark, it will become easier to close your eyes, obviously. And you close them anywhere from 1 to 3 minutes. If you're having trouble closing your eyes, what I did was I shut my eyes at half mast. So I shut my eyes halfway so they were still open. And I started with that. I did that for as long as I could until I felt, hey, I can close my eyes. And then I went to the next stage, which is closing your eyes. You will know what you can do and when the time is right to do it, especially if you're in complete dead silence um, with yourself. You will know what to do. So this is how you do it. You build it by pebbles. You don't have huge times that you go. You don't have one big time that you go. You go for little times throughout the day and you stabilize. Doing it at 3 times per day is a very good stabilizing technique rather than trying to go for 1 time per day for an hour. Once you get up to 10 minutes 3 times a day, you will be in meditation practice. That means eyes closed, sitting in the dark 3 times per day for 10 minutes. And then you start to build the time on your practice. Okay, you've regulated and now you're starting to build the time on your practice. So then you move up to 2 times per day, 15 minutes each, and then 2 times per day, 20 minutes each, and so on and so forth until you get to 2 30-minute intervals. And then you go to 1 hour per day where you're sitting for 1 hour. Once I got to that 1 hour, it was so easy to build the practice after that. And of course, I got up to 14 plus hours per day. I would have done more, but I was a single mom at the time, so it was a little bit tricky. So that's how you do it. You do it incrementally, and you will get there. You will get there. If you're dedicated to your times, you will get there. So I just want to jump on and let you know if you have ADHD or anything that is similar, you can do meditation practice. Anybody can, regardless. Anybody can. It's just building the practice. Building the practice is the critical key point to getting your system to not just self-regulate, but to calm and grow. And just remember that as you go through making the good habits that are going to last you throughout your lifetime in meditation. That's it for now. Thanks so much for watching, and you all take care. I'll see you next time.